got to the point where we were just saying we're employing full-time people for managing an email box. It could take 2, 3, maybe even more days to process any type of request that came in.
So we had different places where orders were coming in, where we really wanted to be able to not only process them more using a more automated solution, but also have a repository for all those orders as opposed to having them in different places.
Our biggest challenge was we had to have a full-time person print orders, scan them, hand them out, keep track of them, and it was just a very manual process that left a lot of room for errors.
The biggest challenges that we were facing was that we were having to manually enter every purchase order that came into us. We would take a 25-line order, and that could take up to 10 minutes to enter.
It's pretty easy. It's very user-friendly. You just click, click, click. Cuts down on a lot of time. I'm able to get our new hires started in Esker right away.
Esker could pick up our priority orders. Before, when we were manually entering the orders, we were having to go through every single order and look for those priority orders. But now it just automatically puts it in a queue and our team can go and work those orders first.
We started doing research. We found several companies that offered solutions. We decided to go with Esker. And it was a game changer. Easy to teach to our teams. So I would say that that's probably the biggest thing. The other solutions weren't as intuitive, weren't as user-friendly.
Being able to use the search functionality for order numbers, for PO numbers, we had the ability to set up multiple queues and direct those orders appropriately through the system.
At Viga, we were manually entering hundreds of orders every day, and we also needed an AP solution at the same time, so we started looking for a solution where we could do both. As soon as we saw that dashboard and the ease of our orders coming into the system reading them, being able to teach the system, we knew we would immediately see an impact in our errors.
People thought Esker's coming in, so they're going to take my job. Soon after implementing Esker, not only did they realize that it made their jobs easier, it also gave them more time to actually perform other customer service tasks that we didn't have time to perform because we were spending the majority of the time entering orders.
Auto processing has really cut down on the amount of time my team spends on orders. Instead of having to click each area, 99% of the orders already populated. We only have to fill in the areas that might have an issue, and then the auto learning takes it from there so that in the next 2-3 orders, it's already been completed and we can move it over to touchless.
The main feature that we can't live without is the dashboard and just the reporting capabilities.
It was so daunting that we could never get caught up with our orders. We just constantly had stacks of paper everywhere. So to be able to look at the dashboard, know exactly what's waiting in your queue, it really took the stress out of the team for not really knowing what they should be working on next. And it also removed stacks of paper from around the office, which just caused extra anxiety. From a management perspective, the dashboard and being able to pull reports at a moment's notice has really been a game changer for us. We
can't live without the archiving. In the past, we would maintain a folder for every order that we processed. We no longer have a copier. We're quit paper. That's your slogan, right? With the internal conversations, we use that particular utility quite extensively. Outlook is becoming a thing of a past for us. We're working more and more towards using Esker as the sole tool that we use each day. We live in the tool all day long.
The auto learning is really taken over and we have hardly had to do manual teaching. It's been wonderful and really cut down on our processing time. Our order automation rate went from about 30% where we were stuck and we're having difficult times. Maybe 1 month we get 37, 1 month we get 41, to now being consistently 60% and above. And our goal is to hit 70 by end of year, and I think we can do it.
Prior to Esker, we were at a point where we were growing so fast, we couldn't hire people fast enough to keep up with our order volume. And then when we brought Esker on, we just saw that Esker did the work for us. And the more and more we taught it and the more and more that Esker learned, we didn't even need to hire additional staffing to keep up with the growing volume that we were experiencing every day.
With the Esker tool, we've created KPIs that measure our adherence to our commitments on a very regular basis. But the cool thing about that is it's very visible. People walk by, they have access to the tool, they can see the dashboard, they can easily see how we're performing either that day or that week or that month.
Just do it. Don't hesitate. It will have everything you need. Every year we're seeing new features that Esker has added for us that just keeps making the software better and more usable for us. The team loves it, we love it.
The solution can do so many great things. You just have to make sure you understand your system to adhere to those necessities that you have on your side of the business.
I would say absolutely go for it. Not only is Esker just a great program to work with, the team itself has been a huge help. We can reach out to any of the advocates daily.
We didn't look at Esker as a means of reducing our staff. This is an effort to maximize our resources and to get more done with the people that we have, and most importantly, to bring the value adds back to the customer.
Just do it. Bite the bullet, make it happen, and then consult your Esker team because they're amazing. They answer questions. They're there for you. They will spend the extra time that's needed. You and your team, your company, nobody will regret it.